Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Today is Tuesday, April 2nd, and we're going to be taking a look at what all energies want to come through for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. So we will go ahead and jump in and take a look at the energy for the collective in general, and then we'll take a look sign grouping by sign grouping. And as always, remember, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. There will be some additional readings posting this week, like the Is This Your Person, another twin flame reading. And I'm also still finishing up the rest of the readings for the first half of April. With Mercury retrograde and all that crazy energy, it just, the last couple times when I was trying to sit down and do it, Spirit just was telling me it wasn't the right time. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell to be alerted when those new videos post. Ooh. And we have some jumpers. Okay. So these three jumped. I'll pull some cards as well. So for the collective, we have 10 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the Chariot in reverse. So those were the three that jumped out. And I'll pull a couple more as well. So with the 10 of Wands, that's that energy of just being really, really overburdened. But the 6 of Wands is an energy of victory. So it's kind of like you're overcoming this sense of being burdened and just exhausted and defeated. The Chariot in reverse is about having some delays and having problems overcoming obstacles. So a lot of Wands energy. So of the 5 cards that I drew, 4 of the 5 of them were Wands. And so that has to do with spirit. And we had the 2 cards that I drew, it was Knight of Wands and Page of Wands. So your Page of Wands is going to be this like happy, excited energy. And then your Knight of Wands is that let's just go for it. So it's this fearlessness. Yeah. Approach life with the fearlessness of a little boy on a bike with a plunger. So there's kind of this sense of, all right, let's do something about this 10 of Wands, because the 10 of Wands is really about being just exhausted and just overburdened and kind of the sense of being defeated. But it's this idea that you're getting victory over that and that you're finally going to be turning the corner, even though you feel like you're stalled out right now with this Chariot in reverse about like delays and things just aren't really kind of coming together the way you thought. It is moving in that direction. It's just maybe not moving in that direction as quickly as you had hoped or as quickly as you had thought. So let's pull cards for the individual signs. Today, let's start with our water signs and see what message wants to come through for water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Strength. So this is that card about, keep going. Even though you're feeling so overburdened right now, you're feeling like, oh, I just want to throw the towel in and be done. Just keep going. You're going to get a little bit of this other rush of energy coming in, this, let's move things forwards. Let's change this dynamic. So now let's take a look at some oracle cards for our water signs. See what other messages or clarification comes in. Winter's End, regeneration, rebirth, and positive outcome. So this is about the end of feeling overburdened. And there's going to be this sense of regeneration and rebirth. Like once you can turn the corner on whatever this situation is. So when I flipped over this card, what was the first thing that came to mind? What situation were you saying, oh my gosh, yes. Whatever that is, that's the part that's going to be coming to an end, that rebirth, and it will be a positive outcome. So, and keep in mind, if it's something, say it's a job that's just, it's killing you. The positive outcome doesn't necessarily mean, oh, they're hiring me 2 assistants to do some of this work and I'm getting this huge raise. Remember, if the outcome is that you lose your job, maybe the company downsizes and you don't have that job anymore, or you quit but you don't necessarily have another job lined up, it may feel like, oh my gosh, this is bad, this is a loss. But it's setting the stage for something better. Similarly, if it's a relationship, the positive outcome isn't necessarily that, boom, the person just changes and, oh, they're exactly perfectly how I want them to be. Even if the relationship ends up ending, or you go through, massive types of fights, that could be moving the relationship. The fights could be moving the relationship into a different direction, like ushering in a new era for you. Or if the relationship ends, the positive outcome could be that now you don't have that stress and you are freed up to be able to find a partner that's a better match. And then your Sufi wisdom oracle is listen to advice. Guidance is needed to cross the ocean of life. So this is something where, maybe you're needing to reach out to somebody. Maybe you need to talk to a counselor, talk to an advisor, talk to a friend, a cousin, something like that, to be able to get a little bit more advice as to how do I navigate this? What is the best way to deal with this situation? Like, you're not alone. You can also ask your spirit guides. You can call upon the archangels. You can call upon God, the Virgin Mary, whoever your, I guess, go-to is when you really need some spiritual help and bolstering. And listen to your anger. It's trying to protect you. So, and this, I feel like that's really speaking with the Strength card. So it's okay to get angry. Sometimes there's this sense of, oh, well, on a spiritual journey, I'm trying to be Zen all the time. I don't want to have these fluctuations where I'm angry or jealous or hurt or whatever. And if you're striving to maintain this constant state of Zen peace, while that might be lovely, there's a reason why you have the ability to experience a spectrum of emotions. It's because that anger is going to be telling you something. It's telling you, where is it that you are not being treated fairly or not standing up for yourself? So it's kind of pointing you in a direction that maybe needs some more attention. So that was the message for water signs. Now we are on to our air signs, and that is going to be our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So let's see what wants to come through for you for today for our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Death. So the Death card, that is about something coming to an end. Whatever, and whatever this cycle is, whatever this feeling of being overburdened, stressed, exhausted, just worn out by everything and struggling, that's what needs to be coming to an end. Now, keep in mind that can also be certain thought processes. So maybe it's certain thought processes that are keeping you in that loop of like just repeating the same cycles over and over again. Whatever it is. I mean, so she is engaged in cleaning of all sorts, and doing the same thing over and over and over again is exhausting for her. And she's just burned out. I'm fed up. I'm tired of all this responsibility and everything. So it's kind of like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. So some of that is going away, and that doesn't necessarily mean. So, for example, if it's in a relationship context and you feel this, it doesn't necessarily mean that death is taking away the whole relationship. It also it could just be that it is taking away your relationship to this feeling of, I need to do everything myself. I need to be the one that's pulling 95% of the weight around here. I'm the one that has to do this. I'm the one that has to do that. Because that is what's keeping you burdened. It's not necessarily the relationship itself. It's your relationship to the relationship. So if you are constantly the one, that has to make all the money, do all the cleaning, take care of the kids, do all of this, and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just so overwhelmed, the death part of that can also be your interaction with the other person. And can you back some of that off, and you'll have this sense of victory. So, and it's funny. So this one is also all cleaning supplies, but there's fewer of them. So, the other people are outside, and the house is magically cleaning itself. So there is kind of this sense of, can I offload some of these responsibilities? Because the 10 of Wands is also about a lot of responsibilities. So can you offload some of that to the other person? And, free yourself up from this feeling of I have to do everything, I have to be everything, and let yourself sit more in this happy, excited energy of, okay, what else can we do with this life type of thing. So let's take a look at our Gaia card and see what message wants to come through. Zen Garden, Inner Sanctuary. So this is that call to bringing that inner peace. So whatever burdens you've been taking on are not creating inner peace for you. They're creating inner turmoil or angst or confusion. So the key is, how do you start from within? How do you create that peace from within and then fiercely protect that? And some of it means that some of these other outside responsibilities will need to go away. Fine wine. Longing is the portal to wholeness. So this card I feel like is weird because it has wine spelled with an H. So it's kind of like, I guess, are you whining for something better? Because I'm assuming it's not in reference to the drink, otherwise it would be spelled the other way. So longing is the portal to wholeness. So if you're feeling like you're just longing for somebody else to step in and help, you're longing for your partner to step up and help, you're longing at work for your coworkers to, pull their weight at work, and you're longing for it, that opens up the portal for you being able to say, wait a second, if that's what I'm longing for, it means that there's an imbalance. And so if that's a continual thought that I have, or a recurring thought that I have, is I really wish so-and-so would do this, that sort of longing is opening up a portal for you to say, wait, if I keep having these thoughts over and over again, it's because there's an imbalance, whether I'm admitting it or not. And so you will be able to move into a place of wholeness once you can identify what that imbalance is, and then allow that longing to open the portal for you to say, okay, how can I achieve that? How can I get to a place where things feel balanced, where I feel like I have that Zen garden, inside of me? And it could be, some of the death part is probably also a people-pleasing tendency. That, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want to, let somebody down. Oh, if I don't do this project, it's going to let the team down. Well, maybe the team should be staffed better at work. Like, their lack of planning does not constitute an emergency on your part. Like, you shouldn't have to go over and above all the time because they need somebody to do a role and they're not willing to step up and fill it. And then this one says, they love you more than they're telling you. So if this is in regards to a relationship, and, those purpley pinks are speaking to me there in terms of the longing. So if this is in regards to a relationship where you feel like, tired of doing all the work, why does it have to be me doing all of it? They love you more than they're telling you. And sometimes it could be that they're just honestly that oblivious. If they're feeling this pressure of this 10 of Wands, like they're overburdened, it's easy to get stuck in your own head and your own looping thoughts of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. So having that open communication, having that, for you, maybe it's also a matter of some of this happiness and excitement, like plan to do something fun together and then, kind of talk about it when you're not both feeling so much pressure. So that's the message coming through for our air signs. Now let's move on to our fire signs, which is our, just blanked out, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So Aries, Leo, Sag. What is coming through for you for today? The Star. So this is that sense of hope and optimism, like you're looking towards the future, even though there's been some delays and feeling like there's some challenges in front of you. You're looking forward to it, like, okay, I have my eyes set on this prize. I have my eyes set on this victory, and I just really want to move through whatever these problems are. So there is definitely a sense of optimism that things will work out, and there's kind of some of that excited energy to move to that place. Perception, beyond the veil of illusion. So you could be being affected right now by illusions that other people are putting out there, and your sense of perception and kind of like that intuition is seeing beyond what the picture is that somebody else is trying to tell you. So being able to listen to you, in your heart, third eye activations, like really try to connect with spirit about what exactly is this situation? Am I misreading something? Is there some illusion that somebody is trying to get me to see? Apparently I pulled 2. So it says willpower. Improve your willpower to reduce your stress level and turn over a new page. Let love lead the way for change. So both of those, and I feel like this kind of goes with this hope card. With this willpower, about improving your willpower to reduce your stress. So some of it is if you're feeling like really overburdened, what can you do to not feel that way? So it's not necessarily an easy thing, because especially if your behaviors, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's in a relationship, if your behaviors have been a certain way for a certain amount of time, people expect you to behave that way. Not necessarily that it's right, but people expect that because that's what you've always done. So you need to be able to have the willpower to say, okay, I may have always done it that way, but that's not necessarily how I want to do things going forwards, and be able to say that and be able to stick to your guns when you do say it. So that's kind of that willpower of saying, I want this victory. I want this sense of, okay, I'm done with all the heavy stuff. And so you have to have that commitment to yourself to make that happen, and then turn over a new page. Let love lead the way for change. So that could be, and you'll know how this resonates with you and your situation, and this kind of goes with this optimism. So if you're having struggles in your current relationship, is there a way to bring love into it and more understanding? Or for some of you, if your relationship is really struggling, sometimes the loving thing to do is release it. If it has run its course and gone full circle, if it's run its course and gone full circle, there is a way to, I think I'd heard it referred to as lovingly uncouple. So endings don't necessarily have to be these bitter cat fights, throwing everybody's stuff out on the lawn, like that sort of thing. You can turn over a new page with love and say, whatever this situation is, it's just not working. And, maybe the other person is trying to make you think that it's working, but you can turn over this new page. And actually these two, I feel like these two go really well together, just visually, that there's this perception out there that it's an illusion though. So there's this scenario that's been created that's an illusion. You're starting to see past it, and then, the best way to address it is with love. So that is the message there. We'll pull one. Oops. Oh my gosh. All right. That was a whole bunch of ones. So one of them was, you're misreading the situation. And that goes with the perception thing, that somebody's trying to get you to see a situation in a way. It may not necessarily be a totally false way to see it, but it's a self-serving way. Like they're trying to get you to see it from their perspective because that's what serves them best. All right. And then this is your sign from the universe. If you've been waiting to make a move, and those go together too. If you've been waiting to make a move, this is your sign from the universe to do it. So that was our message for our fire signs, which is our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And now we are on to our earth signs. So earth signs is going to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And let's see what all messages want to come through for you. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Strength for you as well. So this is that card of perseverance. We had this one come through for water signs as well. So a lot of strength right now, and some of that is a matter of if you are trying to make a change to this scenario that's burning you out, have the strength to do it. Have that sense of perseverance and that commitment to yourself and to wanting to better your future. Then your Gaia card was reflection, illusion, self-examination, and distortion. So with this card, and I like it because, so you have the moon up here and then the reflection below is distorted. There's not really two moons. There's one moon, but the way that it's shining off the water, there's this distortion. So that is, in terms of overcoming your obstacles, it's hard for you to overcome them right now because you're looking at this distorted view of what the situation really is. So it could be that there's, because there's the real reflection and then there's this other one too. And it could be a matter of, that there's two truths out there and you're not willing to see or acknowledge one of them. But it says self-examination as well. And a lot of that is, it takes a lot of strength to be able to self-reflect and to be able to say, you know what, this probably isn't my finest moment, or what could I have done differently? What lesson am I trying to learn? What energy do I want to step into? What energy do I want to embody? And this one says, dawn of love. Love is rising on the horizon of your life. So there's a bright, loving future that wants to come in once you can get past this distortion, once you can get past this illusion right now. Then there's something better that wants to come in its place, but it's a matter of how do you address the illusion that's going on right now. All right. And one more card. Thank you for the lesson. So some of this, and this moon in the reflection is the same colors as the lesson card. So remember, even if something is painful, there's a lesson in it. And it's funny, this was from our fire signs, but those two are painted with the same background, and it says, this is your sign from the universe. And so the thank you for the lesson is, make sure you're showing gratitude to the universe, not just for the happy, fun things that come in, but even with the tough things, there's a lesson. You're being pushed to grow. And so thank the universe for your opportunities to grow. So I hope that you found today's message to be helpful. As always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. And as I mentioned earlier, there will be some new videos posting. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted as to when those new videos hit the channel. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.